Bear with us.
Let's go back to the video.
Give me a second.
Okay, thank you. So what I'll show you as soon as the slides come back on is that this same machine, with just a change of software, change of design in software, and a change of materials, can produce wildly different products. And this is sort of the essence of the digital fabrication technology. There's not a huge commitment to making a million of one thing. You can change your ideas on a whim. You can customize every object for an individual. So this idea of mass customization. Now I can make a line of products, and everyone is unique. Those changes can be driven in software, so I don't even have to spend the design time anymore. What's the result of this? Okay, so some other applications, just throw some food into those syringes and you can make cake decorations, you can make silicone rubber bakeware, hors d'oeuvres or chocolates, or throw some biomaterials in there and you can make replacement heart valves or meniscus cartilage for your knee should you damage it in soccer or skiing. And this is research activity, but it's a very promising activity. So that was all from that $3,000 build your own kind of machine. So the fantastic thing then is that people can share the same piece of hardware and make completely different products on it. And I can change my mind about what I want, or I can make a unique product for every individual. And what does uniqueness give you? It gives you higher margin. So you can sell that. That product's unique. No one else can make that for you, at least not readily. They have to know something about how to do that. So this leads to an opportunity for a lot of people to get into this low volume, high margin manufacturing that the previous two speakers were mentioning. So at the same time, for mysterious cultural and technological factors, which I think Joe was touching on, I still don't quite have exactly a sort of a short sentence to describe it, but basically there's some infrastructure here, there's some desire to stay in the city. Suddenly there's this boom of people wanting to work together. There's also been an economic downturn, not as many jobs available. So some people are looking for other creative outlets if they're perhaps not 100% satisfied with their day job. So there are places like Indy Hall, Sculpture Gym, Hive 76 Factory, Philadelphia Woodworks. There are more than this list, and these have been occurring in the last 5-6 years, popping up. Just search around for co-working spaces or collaborative workspaces. And these all have different flavors. They have different models. Some are nonprofit, some are for-profit. But the neat thing is that they let you come in, they teach you how to use tools, and the next thing you know, you could have a cottage business. And you can leverage tools like Etsy, eBay, and various other, like Kickstarter, for instance. And the next thing you know, you don't even have to have a bricks and mortar of your own. You don't have to have a big team. You can have a small business that's run on that basis, and maybe it can become a big business if you have that fantastic design or fantastic idea. So I'm just going to go back to things I'm comfortable with, like my own business, and tell you a little bit about what my co-working space is like, or my collaborative workshop is like. So NextFab Studio, we call a gym for innovators because it's like a fitness gym in its business model. It's a for-profit. You pay a membership fee, you get access to what we have. What we have is technical training by expert staff, traditional and digital fabrication tools. Everything is commercially licensed, all the software, so you can benefit financially from anything you design and make there. We don't ask for any rights or interest in the products you're making. We also provide business-to-business and business-to-individual design, engineering, and custom fabrication services. So if you want to make it, but you don't have time to learn how, we'll help you make it, or we'll make it for you. We're currently in the University City Science Center, which is a fantastic urban incubator, tech transfer park. But that space is a little too small for our operations, and we're moving to a much larger, 5 times larger location in Washington Avenue, 20th and Washington, which is sort of right alongside some more traditional urban manufacturing locations that do kitchen, custom kitchen work, and so on. And there's a little tour through the space. So we have sort of the entry, the common areas, library, interesting panorama views here. Electronics workshop, 3D printing, 3D scanning, computer workstations with all those 3D design software packages, laser engravers, CNC milling machines, small hand and power tools, metal fabrication tools, CNC plasma cutting, CNC routing, metal machine tools. And we make all these available to anyone who's really interested in having a part of this. So our users, we have about 160 members at NextFab Studio in West Philly right now. They range from inventors and hobbyists to students who ran out of time for a project and need to work late or have access to a 3D printer when their school's 3D printer is not available, to small businesses, including the businesses at the University City Science Center, and quite a few artists. And I think artists are starting to view themselves as entrepreneurs, and this is sort of, I think, a growing segment of the economy in Philadelphia. And the fees, I think, are manageable. People have different opinions about this, but a monthly rate of $89 for an individual or $59 for a student, we feel is manageable, and doesn't quite reflect our costs for operating the business. It's only a part of it. But when you join an institution like ours or any of the other ones around the city, a lot of what you get out of it is a community. It's not just having the tools, it's that you are there in a space where people have energy, they share their expertise, they already know how to do all the tips and tricks, they save you a lot of time. So it's this sort of knowledge-sharing environment, and for the most part, people are very helpful, and there's not a lot of concern about intellectual property violations, people stealing ideas from each other. That can change with scale. I don't know where that's going to go in the future. I don't know if this is sustainable from an intellectual property issue perspective. But for the time being, it's a pretty good feeling. It's a pretty positive, happy family experience to be in there. We also managed to employ quite a few people in this business. So we've got 18 fairly skilled employees in the business, including engineers, artists, fine artists, designers, and even some people that are just sort of apprenticing their way into this area of expertise. And just as an example of the services we offer, we actually do some pretty significant projects. This is for a major international brand, Dos Equis Heineken. It's a ridiculous project, but they wanted it, and I thought that was fantastic. It's a simulated log roll competition. Tried to make it as safe as possible so people don't injure themselves, but basically this inflatable mattress, inflatable mattress with a lumberjack log roll, and the people stand on top and try to knock each other off. And it was all made collapsible and portable, and actually it's touring the U.S. again this summer, so keep an eye out for it. Another thing we like to do, though, is, and this was part of my focus for doing the business, it's not about making money, it's about serving the community and sort of helping revive or helping sustain the manufacturing culture in the United States, and I just love to share making things with people. So we do a lot of community activity. We bring in students, we work with community organizations, educators and students on mentorships, on robotics projects and competitions, on entrepreneurship projects. And that's some of the most satisfying work we do. And I hope that we're actually assisting those people with understanding what fabrication, design, manufacturing is about, and that we're sort of seeding the land for a big crop of upcoming manufacturers in the future in Philadelphia. So thank you very much.